everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Erin. Today I'm going to film for you my, May 2018 Boxy Charm unboxing. I have my old dog in the back, and then of course I have the little one up here. But you guys will notice during this video, look at this curl. I have not been able to do anything with this like curly baby hair for days. I have no idea what to do with it. I almost want to like flat iron my hair today just to try to get rid of it. So I'm going to try to tuck it over here, make sure it doesn't like boing back out like I'm supposed to be on Dr. Seuss or something. But I'm going to go ahead, and I have a clean face right now. What's up, baby girl? Oh, baby. So you guys will be seeing that she's staggering around a little bit. Baby girl, lay down. I gotta go fix her legs, hold on. I know a couple videos ago I told you guys that we had a spot on her chest checked and it wasn't cancer, but then she started having the seizures, and then she started having cluster seizures, and with her age and no other history of like epilepsy or seizures, they're thinking that she probably has a brain tumor of some sort. She's been losing a lot of weight. She's very uncoordinated, we have to like take her outside to go to the bathroom. So it's kind of with a heavy heart that later on today, I think my husband and I are going to be doing like a best day ever for her. And I'm gonna try not to cry, but this is the hardest decision that we have ever had to make. We're gonna try to go see the vet again like Wednesday of next week to try to see if there's anything else we can do, but her quality of life is nothing. I mean, she doesn't have that brightness in her eyes anymore. She can't walk more than 10 feet without falling over. It's time, but I don't know how people make this decision. I don't know how. So sorry for kind of doing the downer part of this video, but I guess as soon as she gets comfortable, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into my Boxy Charm unboxing. So the theme for this month's box is Boxy Bash, and I don't know if this is also Boxy Charm's birthday. I know that Sephora Play, it's their 2-year anniversary of having like everything nationwide, and so theirs is kind of like their birthday month also. But I do have 6 items, so I'm guessing this is their birthday month because usually we only get 5 items, so we did get an extra item this month. I don't have any makeup on my face because we did get a primer, and this is the Cover FX Blurring Primer. I'm guessing this is very much like the Professional. Yeah, it's just that kind of like flesh-colored, thicker primer that makes the back of my hand look really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop some of this in the areas that I usually would use like a Professional, and then we can move on to everything else in the box. So it very much does what the Professional does, where it smooths everything out. It feels very nice on the skin. I'm sure if you rub too much, it'll pill up just like the Professional. I've only ever received these like tiny Professional ones, and I think even Sephora Play is putting Professionals in their boxes this month if you receive those also. But this is really nice. I like the way it feels. I am going to put another primer on the outside of my face. I usually just put this in my T-zone where I have some issues, and then I have like a pore out here that is kind of deep that I usually fill. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop on another primer. I really don't have anything to do until I get to like cheeks and eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop on as much as I can, and I'll be right back with you guys. All right, so I have my face on. I have a mixture of the Physicians Formula Better Skin Foundation and the Rimmel BB Cream. I don't necessarily like this by itself, but I have been mixing this in with some other things for like lighter days when I know I don't need my makeup to last all day long. I use the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer, and then just my Laura Mercier powder to set everything down. So what we have in here next is another palette from Pure. Now I know probably Boxy Charm and Pure team up a lot with some things, but I'm kind of tired because Pure palettes aren't my favorite. But this is one of their sculpting palettes, and I mean the packaging is pretty, just like the Boxy Charm and Pure palette that we got a couple months ago. But this one in here has 2 darker shades and then 2 highlighters. So I guess this is supposed to be like your bronzing and contour shades. Now this is way too deep for me. And I was watching the Boxy Charm unboxing from Andrea Mattiliano, and she got the same palette as far as coloring wise, and she was saying the same thing, that I don't know if necessarily they, like, everybody got the darker palette or if they had a lighter palette for people with lighter skin. So I've already kind of played with these a little bit. The powders are very soft and very pigmented, and I think that's almost going to be to its fault, because if these powders weren't so pigmented, then I could go in with a really, really light hand and build these up, and I can maybe actually use this palette on my face. But because they're so pigmented, I don't think I'm gonna be able to use the actual like bronzer or contour shades on my face. But these highlight shades are very pretty, but like the other like shimmery shades for the Pure palettes, they're a little bit chalky, they're a little bit chunky, so I'm kind of concerned that they're going to look chalky and chunky on the face. So what I want to do today, I will use one of these highlighters on my face, but what I want to do with these darker colors is maybe go in and do these on my eyes and use this as an eye palette, and then also use one of the highlighters as my highlight for the day. So I am going to go ahead and just bronze up my face. Now they did send us brushes in our Boxy Charm this month, and so there's a brush set and then a single brush, and everything is from Estetica, and this is their P12 brush. It's just a big fluffy kind of almost tapered brush. Now it smells like acetone. So, I mean, I can tell that they're not natural fibers, but it is very soft. I'm not going to use this on my face today because I haven't washed it yet. But let's see here. They say that this brush goes for $27. That's the price of Sigma brushes. That's almost, is that bordering on the price of MAC brushes? I don't know. I don't know what some of these brands think that they can charge for these brushes. This brush here, I would maybe spend $10 max on. But I mean, it is very nice and soft. I don't really use this type of brush for anything in particular. I might be able to use this for blush once it's washed, but I mean, it's nice that we get brushes in our Boxy Charms, but these just necessarily aren't brushes that I will use all the time. I'd rather get like a really good highlighting brush or a really good bronzing brush. I actually just ordered, Sigma went on sale on Haute Look, and I just ordered myself the large angled contour brush, this right here, and I've been using this for my bronzer. Love this. I have been looking at this forever, and I think this is $27 originally, and then Haute Look I got it for 50% off. So this is a really nice natural haired bristled brush. This I would pay $27 for, but not that. So let me go ahead and bronze up my face, maybe pop on a little bit of blush, and then I'll go in with this Pure palette on my eyes and see how it performs. All right, so there is a little bit more life back into my face. So I'm just going to set my eyelids, and then I'm going to go in with these darker Pure shades and see how they blend, at least on the eyes. Because I know sometimes with these darker shades, we worry about how they're going to end up blending. So I'm going to take the lighter of the 2 darker shades and just get a little bit on my brush. Holy crap, these are pigmented, y'all. Okay, let's see. I mean, I guess it blends. I am just not the biggest fan of Pure palette shades. So, and look how much powder this kicked up. I mean, it's just awful. Okay. Not the biggest fan of this palette this month, but I'm just going to go in with my Tarte shaping palette and lay down a transition shade and get a little bit of definition built up in the eyes, and then I will use one of these highlighters on my eyes as well. So let me go ahead and do that real quick because these shades are just not gonna work. All right, I have some shades laid down in my crease, and also I did my lower lash line with those same matte shades. And I think I want to go in with this like more rose gold shade called Trailblazer. So I'm gonna go ahead. See, I know with these palettes, if I go in with my finger, I'm gonna end up with fallout everywhere. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of these synthetic brushes. This is actually one of the Pretty Vulgar ones that we got last month. And I think I'm gonna spray it with some Fix Plus and see if I can lay down a good shimmer on my lid. All right, so we got a little bit of fallout from that, but I mean, I don't know if you guys can necessarily, I can't ever like wink without actually like completely shutting off my eyes, but I don't know. It looks all right in my mirror here, but it's not as like bam pow as I was expecting, especially with the swatch that I did on my hand and with spraying it with Fix Plus. I'm just not getting that like bam pow metallic that I think that I should, especially from a highlighter. I mean, that's the thing. If this was an eyeshadow, then maybe, but this is supposed to be a highlighter. I don't know, guys. Maybe I don't need to be back to filming yet because maybe I'm a little bit jaded right now, but that is the highlighter on my eyes. Let me go ahead and pop some onto my cheeks real fast. I am going to use the lighter of the two shades. I use this one on my eyes. This one's Originator, and I do have, this is the little like highlighting brush from Milani that like is almost the knockoff of the Anastasia one, and I've really been enjoying it. But again, this picks up, they're so chalky and chunky. Let's see. I mean, it does add a nice little subtle glow to the cheek. It's not, again, that like bam, wow, wet look that we get from some highlighters. And it kind of does look like it's just sitting on top of the skin. Looks all right on the Cupid's bow, but it does look just like shimmer that is sitting on top of my skin. I actually just thought about this too. If you have darker brows, these might be nice brow shades for you because they are so pigmented. But I'm all out of order with my makeup today. I don't know what I'm doing. Something in the box that I am excited about is we ended up getting something else from Pretty Vulgar. And I mean, just look at this packaging. Isn't that crazy? But this is their gel eyeliner, and it's in black, and it really, I mean, it looks like an inkwell from when people used to write with quills. And one of the accompanying items in the box is this brush set from Estetica, and it comes with 3 brushes. You have a little tiny eyeliner brush, you have a spoolie, and then you have this angled brush that would probably be better for brows, but it is a little bit on the thicker side. I don't know if you guys can even tell how thick it is, so I don't know necessarily if this would be good for brows or not because of how thick it is. But I mean, it's always nice to have another spoolie to go ahead and brush through brows and do brow products. But I think it was neat that they put an eyeliner brush in with this eyeliner product. Now, the eyeliner is pretty deep in there. Like, I'm just touching product, and that's how far I have to reach down. So that, to me, I don't know if you'd necessarily get the most out of the product, but I did just pick up a little bit on my hand. Ooh, but look at that. That is so nice and dark. So I'm not necessarily a gel eyeliner type person, nor have I ever put on gel eyeliner with a brush. I'm going to attempt to do that today. I'm going to mute it and put on some music and speed it up because I will probably be cussing during this, but I'm going to go ahead and try to put on some of this gel eyeliner. All right, guys, so like 17 hours later, I kind of have some wings going, and they are some dramatic wings today because when you mess up on one eye, you got to make the other one bigger to match that one. The brush is all right. What I can say about this gel liner product is maybe I'll get a different brush that is a little bit better than this one. But I mean, it's fantastic for doing the wing. I think for setting down the wing, it is absolutely amazing. Now, when I start getting up here and doing the rest of the liner, it gets a little bit messy. I had to do some cleanup. I went back in with my NYX Epic ink liner and kind of touched it up and made the lines a little bit more crisp along my eyelids because I do have more like wrinkly or textured eyelids. So I really do have to work to get a nice smooth line. But as far as this working to do my wings, I think that this is fabulous. The question is it smudge proof? So I drew this line on my hand at the very beginning of me unpackaging this. So let me see. Ooh. So let this sucker dry down. Okay. And I will say that too, that if you are going to clean anything up, go ahead and let it dry down completely before cleaning it up. Just like when you're cleaning up mascara, if you try to go in and clean it up before it's dry, it just smudges everywhere. So go ahead and let it dry down before you start to clean it up. But I'm super happy that it's not gonna smudge everywhere because I was worried about that with it being a gel and doing my wings with it, that it would just smudge everywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my eyes because the last product in here is for the lips. So let me go ahead and finish up the rest of my face, then we'll pop on that lip. So I was just putting some Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Black on my waterline down here. I have some bleeding already into this like tear duct area. I usually don't put black eyeliner all the way to the edge there because I figure that that's the first place it's going to bleed, but I already do. I didn't put anything into this inner corner over here and it is already black down there. So something is bleeding. I don't know if it's necessarily the gel eyeliner or if it is the Epic ink liner. I usually don't have any bleeding issues with the Epic ink liner, so it might be the gel liner, but we shall see how this wears throughout the day as far as it bleeding or not. But mascara and then lips. All right, so I put my brows on also because apparently you guys were gonna let me go out without putting my eyebrows on today. But the last item in the box is from, it looks like another Boxy Charm collab with Beauty Creations. Now, Beauty Creations, isn't that one of the brands that they sell a lot on Hush? I might have to look at that, but I did place a Hush order last week and I think it's coming in on Monday. So I got a couple palettes and a couple other things, so look out for the video on my palettes from Hush. But this is a matte lip gloss. A little bit contradictory there, but this is in the shade 17 Sweetheart. And did anybody else get any other colors than this? I'm kind of curious, but it has kind of like a curved doe foot to it. It is a very pretty kind of rosy color. I did a little bit of a more simple eye look today, so hopefully this will match. Oh, I don't know if I want to put on, ooh, that smells like candy. What does that smell like? Starburst? Or, okay, so I'm from Tampa originally, and whenever I was younger, we used to go to Adventure Island all the time in the summer. Like, my mom would drop me and a group of friends off at Adventure Island. Apparently, the chihuahua was trying to smell it too because it smells really good. But there was like some cheapy candy that we used to get at one of the gift shops in Adventure Island that smells exactly like this. Oh, isn't it weird how we can kind of like smell things and automatically a memory from our childhood pops up? But I'm gonna go ahead and try to put this on without a lip liner. So let's go ahead and try this. So that is our color right there. It is a very pretty color. The formula is kind of nice and thin, but as it's drying down, it is sticky. Like, Oh, that's awful. And then every time I press my lips together, like a little bit comes off, it starts shearing out, it starts looking patchy. Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. Like, do they test these out before they send them out? Like, who has the final say on these? Who puts on this formula and says, yeah, this is great? Like, literally patches are missing from where I'm pressing my lips together. No, 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 Boxy Charm. Ooh, but that does not want to come off. Y'all. So that means that I'm going to have a time and a half getting this damn product off my lips because I am not wearing this all day. This is horrible. Like, it has sunk into every single crevice of my lips. It makes my lips look dry and aged and just, no, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So for this being Boxy Charm's like birthday month and giving us an extra product, this was an epic fail. Epic fail. I mean, usually I'm not as harsh on Boxy Charms. So I guess let's go through prices and go through products. So the Pure Sculpture palette is retailing for $30. So again, you get 4 shades for $30. This to me is not worth $30. This is $15 at the most. Again, Pure continues to disappoint me with the quality of their products. And not only that, but of course it's the wrong color for my skin tone. I keep saying this about Pure palettes, especially their like complexion palettes. Save up a little bit more money and go buy yourself like an Anastasia palette. I mean, you're gonna be getting, or even go buy the Anastasia like singles, because of course they sell everything in a palette, but you can buy the singles that are the refills for the like bronzer and contour and highlighting shades for Anastasia. Go buy those, get yourself a little Z palette and build your own like sculpting palette, because this is $30. Oh, by comparison, my Tarte, what is this? The Clay Play Face Sculpting Palette. This was like $36. And I get sculpting shades and all these other things. And the new sculpting palette from Tarte actually has a highlighter and a blush in it instead of these 3 darker shades down here. And it actually has more shimmer eyeshadows in it. So if you are looking at Pure items and you're looking for a sculpting palette, go Anastasia, go Tarte. You'll get better products than what you are getting in here. So unfortunately, this is gonna go straight into my pile of things I am decluttering. I can't say too much yet about the Estetica P12 brush because I haven't washed it, but just from the $27 price tag on this, the way it smells, the function of this brush, I'm not too excited about it. I might actually just pass it on. I have a lot of powder brushes that I actually just don't even use because I put my powder on with my sponge. So this might actually just be go ahead and leaving my collection right off the bat anyway. This Beauty Creations gloss is retailing for $10. So I can see a $10, but this almost, if you look at Wet n Wild liquid lipsticks are better than this, and they're what, $4? So when you're looking, and Wet n Wild actually came out with that new like Flight of something collection, and I actually am kind of excited about it. I want to pick up a few things, but I'm not going to pick up the whole kit. Here nor there. This is awful. $10 is awful. I'm trying to think what is comparable. NYX, their liquid lipsticks are really good. Who else do I have? ColourPop. ColourPop, their liquid lipsticks are really, really good. Even the Maybelline ones are really good, and you're still in that $10 price tag. So this is, no. It is still, no. No. This little brush set from Estetica, I mean, it's always nice to have another spoolie. I might try using this bigger brush. I don't know what I'm supposed to use this for. If you look at any other like larger angled brush that is for your brows, it's going to be a thinner brush. you're gonna want to get that nice fine point with your pomades to where you can really get those brow-like hairs. So I don't even know what to do with this necessarily. I'm not gonna use it with the eyeliner because again, it's too big. So I'll figure out if I want to do anything with this angled brush. The little eyeliner brush, I might try to find something better than this, but again, this is really nice for getting that outer wing done. So I'll continue using these. I'll try these out and see, but again, I don't know how much function they have in my collection beyond the spoolie. It's always nice to have an extra spoolie. Down to the two products that I actually liked, yay! So the Pretty Vulgar eyeliner is awesome. It is nice and black. It goes on really smooth. The packaging is beautiful, but I'm not such a fan of it because you are reaching so far down in there because the product starts around here. So you have all of this packaging before you actually get to the product, and because the product is black and black packaging, it's hard to see how much you have left, how much you're dipping into. You are literally dipping in there blind. I'd rather it be something like, what do I have over here? Oh, I have this little gel eyeliner from IMV, and it's just a little pot with the eyeliner in there. How simple. I mean, it's not anything spectacular or gorgeous like this, and this is glass with metal. I understand the packaging. I understand the brand's aesthetic, but I'd rather have something like this than something like this. But the product in here is really, really good. How much is this normally? $24. That's quite a bit of product for $24. This gel eyeliner would outlast any eyeliner pen out there. So for $24, I think you're getting a heap ton of product for $24. And I don't think that they're overcharging for packaging or anything. So I think that that actually is worth it. I'm going to continue to use this and have some fun with it and create some more dramatic wings. And then finally, the other thing that I really enjoyed in here is from Cover FX, and this is their blurring primer. Again, this is one of the like professional pore filling primers. My skin doesn't look overly smooth, but my problem areas are covered. My little pore over here, the pores on the side of my nose are nice and filled in. It didn't pill up on me. Everything went on nice on top of it. I have been wanting to try out some Cover FX primers, and so I'm happy to actually have one, especially since I'm going through all of my professional samples quite quickly. The retail price for that is $38, which is on par with a lot of the other primers from Cover FX. I'm trying to think as far as like how much you get in here, if this is like more or less than some other primers that I have. But I think as far as high-end primers, $38 for this much primer is kind of on par. I can't really see in my lights how much is actually in here because you know how sometimes they'll put like this much primer in a package like this. So you are supposed to get a whole fluid ounce in here, which that should be the whole thing. And actually, like, since it's that kind of thicker type formula, you can actually feel it kind of moving around in there. So you do get a full tube of this in here. But this Boxy Charm was quite disappointing for me. I would give it only 2 out of 5 or 6 stars since we have 6 products this month. I don't know what they were thinking. It's kind of like when they send you nail kits. For this being their big birthday month box, no. They need to go back to every single pure palette that Boxy Charm has sent me, I have decluttered. But the Winky Lux, let me see if I can find it. I think I talked about this last time. This Winky Lux palette that they sent us is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Or send us more ColourPop palettes. Send us something, but stop sending us pure palettes. They're awful. Awful. I don't know how many times we have to say that a product is awful for them to actually realize that we do not enjoy the pure powdered products. So, all right, maybe I'm just on a rampage today, but I'm going to go ahead and get ready for my day. I'm going to wait for my husband to get home, and then we're going to take that little girl out. We're going to take her to Chick-fil-A to get some nuggets. We're going to take her by Starbucks to get a puppuccino. We might take her to the park just to sit around and watch the ducks. We're just going to have a fun day with that little girl over there and just see if we can bring a little bit of joy into her life. Because she really just, she's been sick and she's been tired and she's been in pain. for about 2 weeks now. So pray for us, pray for her, give us the strength to do what we need to do when the time comes, because she's a piece of our heart. So I'm sure if anybody out there has ever lost a pet, you can empathize with me. But for now, thank you for tuning in for my rampage of a review on this month's Boxy Charm. If you like this style of video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below if you were just as disappointed with this box as I am, or if some of these products actually worked out for you and you think that these are the bee's knees. Let me know, prove me wrong. But don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!